Have you ever felt drained, irritated, or just plain uncomfortable in social situations? Do you find yourself avoiding gatherings or feeling exhausted after spending time with others? You're not alone. Today, we'll explore some Stoic truths that could explain why you might not enjoy being around people and how you can find peace in this often misunderstood feeling. Stick around, because these insights might just change how you see yourself and your relationships. Welcome to the channel. In today's video, we'll be diving into a topic that many of us have felt at one point or another. Why do we sometimes struggle to be around people? Is it social anxiety, introversion, or something deeper? Stoicism, a philosophy founded in ancient Greece, provides some surprising insights into this feeling. The Stoics didn't just teach us how to live virtuously, they also offered wisdom about understanding our emotions and human nature. By looking through a Stoic lens, we can uncover why being around others might feel uncomfortable and how we can handle it in a healthier way. This video is for anyone who's ever questioned their need for solitude or felt overwhelmed by social expectations. Let's explore this together and find out how Stoic principles can help us navigate these feelings with more clarity and calm. Section 1. Understanding human nature. According to Stoicism, the first thing we need to understand is the Stoic view of human nature. According to Stoic philosophy, human beings are naturally social, but we are also prone to desires, opinions, and emotions that can distort our interactions. The Stoics taught that our emotional responses often stem from misalignments between our internal values and external pressures. For example, let's say you're at a social gathering and you feel overwhelmed by the noise or the energy of the people around you. You might think it's just because you're an introvert, but the Stoics would suggest that it's because the situation doesn't align with your internal values. Perhaps the conversation feels shallow or the atmosphere too chaotic. Understanding this helps us see that the discomfort we feel in social settings may not be about us inherently disliking people, but about external expectations conflicting with our values. But it doesn't stop there. Stoicism offers another critical perspective on how we can deal with these moments. Section 2. The role of expectations and social pressure. The second Stoic truth revolves around expectations, both the expectations others have of us and the expectations we place on ourselves. One of the central teachings of Stoicism is that we suffer not from the events themselves, but from the judgment we place on them. This is particularly relevant in social situations. Imagine you're invited to a party, and you feel obligated to attend because you don't want to disappoint your friends. You arrive and immediately feel exhausted by the small talk and the constant noise. The pressure to perform socially starts to weigh on you. The Stoics would argue that the real issue isn't the party itself, but the expectation you've placed on yourself to fit in, entertain, or fulfill an external role. By releasing these expectations and recognizing that we don't have to meet others' demands, we can free ourselves from the discomfort that social situations bring. But this doesn't mean we should avoid people altogether. It means we need to shift our approach. Section 3. The importance of self-reflection and self-knowledge. The third core concept involves self-reflection and self-knowledge. Stoicism teaches that knowing yourself is key to understanding why you feel the way you do in social situations. By practicing regular self-reflection, we become more aware of our reactions, triggers, and needs. For instance, if you notice that you consistently feel drained after social interactions, it might not be because you're antisocial. It could be because your values or energy levels aren't aligned with those situations. Stoic philosophers like Epictetus encouraged examining our actions and emotions to understand our deeper motivations. Self-reflection gives us the tools to assess whether our discomfort comes from personal limitations or from situations that simply don't resonate with our authentic selves. This practice not only helps us deal with social discomfort, but also empowers us to make healthier decisions moving forward. Section 4. The Stoic practice of indifference to indifference. One of the most powerful Stoic tools is the practice of indifference to indifference. This means being indifferent to the opinions or behaviors of others that do not serve us. In social situations, we often feel discomfort because we care too much about what others think of us. The Stoics, however, teach that we should be indifferent to these external judgments. It's normal to care about how others perceive us, but the Stoic approach teaches us to release the emotional attachment to those judgments. This doesn't mean we stop caring about people or their feelings, but rather, we recognize that their thoughts and opinions are out of our control. By practicing indifference to others' judgments, we free ourselves from unnecessary social anxiety. It allows us to engage more authentically with the world around us. But there's another powerful Stoic concept we can apply here. Section 5. The Stoic practice of acceptance. One of the central tenets of Stoic philosophy is the practice of acceptance. The Stoics believed that we cannot control external events, including how others behave or how situations unfold. What we can control, however, is our response to them. Acceptance doesn't mean resignation. Rather, it's the acknowledgement that some things are simply beyond our power. Let's say you're at a social gathering, and someone says something that offends you. Instead of letting your emotions take over and reacting impulsively, a Stoic would practice acceptance, acknowledging that the other person's behavior is outside your control, but how you choose to respond is fully within your power. This mindset can help ease the tension in social situations and reduce emotional turmoil. By practicing acceptance, you begin to realize that your peace of mind is not dependent on other people's actions. This leads us to a deeper understanding of why we feel discomfort in social settings often. It's because we try to control what is beyond our control. Section 6. The fear of judgment and social anxiety. Another Stoic truth that explains social discomfort is the fear of judgment. Many people feel uneasy in social situations because they're afraid of being judged, criticized, or misunderstood. This fear can often lead to social anxiety, and the Stoics had a lot to say about it. They taught that our judgment of others is just as flawed as their judgment of us. Imagine you're about to speak in front of a crowd, and you feel your heart racing. You worry that people will judge your appearance, your voice, or your ideas. But the Stoics remind us that we are not defined by the opinions of others. In fact, their judgments are reflections of their own values, not a truth about who we are. The key here is not to try to control how others see you, but to focus on what you can control: your actions and your own perception. By reducing the power we give to other people's opinions, we diminish social anxiety and increase our emotional resilience. Section 7. Embracing solitude as a source of strength. A common reason some people feel uncomfortable around others is that they value solitude. Stoics were not opposed to socializing, but they believed in the importance of spending time alone for self-reflection and growth. In fact, they saw solitude as a valuable practice to connect with our inner selves and recharge. Consider someone who spends most of their time alone, reading, journaling, or practicing mindfulness. They might find social situations draining because they have grown accustomed to being alone with their thoughts, which provides them with a deep sense of clarity and peace. For a Stoic, solitude is an essential practice for emotional strength. It allows us to recharge our mental and emotional batteries. Solitude, when practiced mindfully, isn't about avoiding social interactions, but about ensuring that you can engage with the world in a balanced and centered way. The Stoics valued solitude not as isolation, but as a time to reconnect with their core principles. Section 8. The value of purposeful social engagement. While Stoicism encourages self-reflection and solitude, it doesn't advocate for complete isolation. Instead, the Stoics practice purposeful social engagement. This means being intentional about the people you surround yourself with and the purpose of your interactions. We often feel uncomfortable around others because we feel forced into social situations that don't resonate with us. The Stoics suggest that instead of avoiding people altogether, we should engage with them in ways that align with our values. Whether it's engaging in deep, meaningful conversations or surrounding ourselves with people who share our philosophical views, Stoics believe that we should interact with others intentionally and for purpose. By choosing when and how we engage with people, we can reduce the sense of overwhelm and cultivate more meaningful social interactions. This leads us to our next point, which is about how we can set boundaries in social settings. Section 9. The Stoic concept of inner peace and social peace. The final Stoic truth I want to explore is the concept of inner peace and how it translates to social peace. The Stoics believed that peace comes from within and that we should seek tranquility regardless of external circumstances, including our social environments. By cultivating inner peace, we are better equipped to navigate social situations with grace and calm. Think about someone who practices mindfulness and meditation regularly. When they enter a social situation, they are not reactive to external noise or the energy around them. Instead, they are anchored in their own sense of peace. The Stoics believed that by mastering our internal world, our thoughts, reactions, and emotions, we create a peaceful outer world, even in the most chaotic social situations. Inner peace is not just about avoiding discomfort. It's about learning to handle discomfort with composure and grace. This Stoic practice helps us navigate social situations without being overwhelmed by the emotions of others. To summarize, the Stoic truths of why you might not like to be around people have a lot to do with understanding human nature, managing expectations, and practicing self-awareness. Social discomfort often arises from internal misalignments, whether it's pressure to meet others' expectations, an overload of emotional energy, or not staying true to our authentic selves. So, if you've ever wondered why social situations feel draining or uncomfortable, now you have a Stoic framework to understand and manage those feelings. By practicing indifference to external judgments, embracing self-reflection, and shifting our expectations, we can engage with people more peacefully and authentically. Have you ever struggled with social discomfort? Which Stoic truth do you think would help you the most in handling social situations? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more Stoic wisdom. Let's keep growing and learning together. Remember, Stoicism is about inner peace and resilience, and sometimes that means finding balance in our social lives. Take time to reflect, set boundaries, and live authentically. These practices will not only help you thrive in social situations, but also bring lasting peace to your life.